this republic. I say so because yesterday the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission did move the court in their application where they named one Bonareri N ID number given as a respondent in the application. They sought, among others, to be allowed to go to the respondent's house, that is Bonareri N, without disclosing that this Bonareri N is the Chief Magistrate THIKA Law Courts. In processing the application, the court did issue orders directing that the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission officers get to the Honorable Bonareri's house and cut properties including electronics, laptops, phones, and any other material that was to be of assistance to them in an investigation that they are carrying. This morning, I was called alongside my colleague here, Dansan Omari, to get to the homestead in Syokimau, where the Honorable Magistrate stays. And indeed, we did find that there were officers from the Eacc who had raided the homestead, and they were in an attempt to make an inventory. The Honorable Atambo was woken up at 6 in the morning when she was also preparing to go to her workstation in THIKA. And indeed, she eventually never went to THIKA and was brought to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission offices. The entire day today, we have spent time at the courts and the Eacc offices trying to secure her release, because the warrants of search were not directed that she gets arrested, but what was issued was warrants or warrants to search her premises. Now, we were able to go to court and indeed inform the court of the proceedings that were conducted yesterday, and we raised issues as to the true identity of the person named as the respondent in that application. Now, that non-disclosure made the court to review or revise the orders, and they were stayed pending the hearing and determination of the same tomorrow. So tomorrow we are getting back to court to ventilate an issue that the Eacc and the CID or DCI cannot purport to move the court in a discrete manner where they don't identify the true identity of the persons of interest, and in this case, our client, the Honorable Atambo, who was just named as Bonareri N. Now, to make matters even more worse, they have gone ahead and published in their letter that is circulated in the social media platforms that the Honorable Atambo was indeed incarcerated today, and an amount of 2.070 million shillings was found in her possession. The true position is that this money does not belong to her. The true position is that the Honorable Atambo has not misconducted herself or obtained or gotten any ill proceeds or any favor from litigants who go before her court. That we are going to ventilate again tomorrow, because this is a matter that is before the court, and we, in the fullness of time, we are going to bring this to the bear of the court that the orders that were issued were irregular. And that is the more reason that those orders were able to be set aside and stayed, and the Honorable Atambo released from this building that is behind us. Now, needless to say that this conduct by the DCI or the Eacc, the Eacc is not a conduct of a litigant who goes to court with clean hands. Why? There is non-disclosure of facts, and that non-disclosure of facts is what led to the Honorable Magistrate, Mr. Ondieki, issuing those orders. So, in moving on, is that we will even be agitating to the High Court in the fullness of time that whenever any entity, be it EACC, be it DCI, be it any other entity in this republic who want to make an application for purposes of investigating any individual, they should make full disclosure of the parties that are of interest to their investigations. So we shall be moving to court tomorrow because the court directed, after establishing and processing our application, that we do not in any way, or the Honorable Atambo does not in any way engage in corrupt activities, including the clerk or the court assistant who assists her in her court, one Patrick, so that these two individuals who are public officers working with the Judicial Service Commission will be exonerated from any wrongdoing. The other thing that I need to say is that I'm not very sure whether her employer, the Judicial Service Commission, was even made aware that there was this attack and raid on the Honorable Atambo early in the morning when she was preparing to go to her workstation. So this is an issue that we're also going to carry forward so that the JSC is able to pronounce itself on how they are going to protect their personnel, where the Honorable Atambo is going to be the quote-unquote the guinea pig in this case or in this episode, so that we have procedures which are in tandem with the law. We have actions which are in tandem with the law for purposes of having to see that not only law is seen to be done, but it's done. So I yield ground to my learned colleague, Mr. Omari, to cement what I've left out. Thank you.
Well, as you can see, we have not slept since the whole of the night. We have been in this game, and we are still at the EACC offices at around 8:30 p.m. 10 points to take notice of. 1, an attack started with the Chief Justice. That attack to remove her did not succeed. The attack came down to the remaining 6 judges of the Supreme Court. They were to be removed. An attack that was repulsed. The attack moved down to the Court of Appeal and to the High Court for removal of the judges. That attack was repulsed. This is now the 4th attack because it is very systematic, it is very planned, it is being executed with precision. They have now gone to the layer called the magistracy. All the judges have security of tenure. All the judges have immunity. The magistrates don't have security of tenure. The magistrates don't enjoy the protection of the Constitution as provided for the judges. So they have started with the first attack being Honorable Stella Atambo, the Chief Magistrate of THIKA. That is the first point. Second point to note, the application that was done using a fake name. Our client is called Stella Atambo. The EACC went to court pretending and purporting our client to be called Bonareri N. That is giving false information to a public officer, and we shall be making a complaint to the DCI tomorrow to arrest the officers of the EACC who lied on oath that our client is called Bonareri N. Third, the EACC goes to court and does not disclose the entity in which the client works for or the person of interest works for. That is the trade law. You must say, this is an officer of the judiciary, this is an officer of Kenya National Trading Corporation, this is an officer of Parliament. And because of this, being a public officer, we are going for his account or her house. They never disclosed whether Bonareri N is a house girl, whether Bonareri N is a sweeper, whether Bonareri N is a street woman, whether Bonareri N is a Ugandan. They didn't that. And that was calculated to deceive the magistrate. Point number 4. This is an application or a miscellaneous application that was taken to court with the exclusion of the Director of Public Prosecution. Only the Director of Public Prosecution, the DPP, has audience before the court. EACC, how they managed to file an application to court without that application having been verified and authenticated and approved by the DPP is a question that we will be asking. How did that error happen? The fifth point I'm raising is the question of family. Stella Atambo is a married woman with children, with a husband living in the same house. The owner of the house is one Shadrach's client, Mr. Choki.
Vile EACC wanasema ati alisindikishwa hapa, kumaanisha kwamba bado ako mikononi, amefungwa jela ya EACC. Stella ako kwake nyumbani na kesho asubuhi atakuwa kazini akifanya kazi yake. Sisi kama mawakili tutakuwa tukiuliza maswali mazito. Nani kataka kuharibu judiciary yetu? Nani kataka kuvamia independence ya judiciary? Na nani anataka kudhalilisha na kuleta aibu kwenye ofisi ambazo zinahitaji heshima kama ofisi za mahakimu wa taifa la Kenya? Asante.
Can only be won if you rise up to the occasion. Come, defend one of your own who is being thrown down into the dungeons. Please don't sleep, because she is the guinea pig, as I said, on this attack. And if you keep quiet and rest, then they are going to come for you, and that time it may be too late to sound an alarm that one of your own is in distress. Please rise up to the occasion. Don't sleep. Come and defend her. Thank you. Alongside us tomorrow, please come as interested parties, because she was arrested in the course of execution of her duties. Thank you.